together. Nicely done, Andrew. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I think you have more than that. I said, how's everybody doing tonight? There we go. That's a little more like it. All right. It's my job to get you all riled up and ready to have a good night. So just like yesterday, we're going to do it backwards this time. We're going to start here with I, in the middle is am, and over here is treasured. You guys ready? All right. I got to really hear it, and you got to really let the people who are watching on the live stream hear it. And live stream, if you're joining us right now, you can chant it just as loud along with us. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Okay, hold on. I think you all were a little tired from night number one. Because I think you were twice as loud last night. All right? So we're not like screaming bloody murder, but we want the people who live across East Milwaukee Street to hear us, and we want the people who live in the apartments over here to hear us, okay? So we're not screaming like crazy, but I want you to tell them that you all are treasured, okay? Ready? Here we go. All right, there you go. That's better. You are treasured. Well, with that, let's get the worship team up here. We are going to teach you a new song right now, okay? But you do have to get on your feet for this one. Okay, this song is called Wherever I Go. And when we remember how treasured we are by God, we can sing wherever we go. Because God is worthy of all praise when we remember that He made us, He created us, and He loves us. Okay, so this is a new song called Sing Wherever I Go. Sing along with the worship team as you learn this, okay? Let's go. This is a repeat now of the verse. Sing it along.
When I'm broken, He will fix me. I will call on
the name of the Lord. All right, here you go. Come on. All I know, God's been good, good to my soul. Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. All my life, all I know, God's been good, good to my soul. Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go.
And I got joy.
Come on. All right.
I will sing, sing, sing.
All right, get really loud.
Wherever I go.
There you go.
All my life.
One more time. Come on, sing it out.
Good, good to my soul.
Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go.
All my life,
All I know, God's been good, good to my soul. Mountain high, valley low, I'm gonna sing wherever I go. Nicely done. Good job, everybody. Go ahead and take a seat. We'll do that one again later on tonight, okay? But we have to move along in our opening assembly. All right. I'm going to come down and join you all down here. All right. Gwendolyn, would you stand up here next to me real quick? Listen, shh. Gwendolyn has on her arm, raise up your arm real high. She's got this red bracelet. How many of you remembered to wear your Look for God bracelets? All right, that's okay. You were given, okay, thank you. You were given these bracelets yesterday. Shh. You were given these bracelets yesterday as a reminder that wherever we go, we need to look for where God is at work and where he is all around us. So we're going to do what we call God sightings every opening session, okay? And during the opening session, I'm going to have you get in your crew. Don't do it yet. Get in your crew and talk for just a couple minutes about where you saw God. Now, that could be you woke up and saw the sunrise this morning. That's God. If you were taking a walk today and you saw someone's beautiful garden that was blooming with beautiful flowers, that's a God sighting. If someone treated you with kindness today, that's a God sighting. So I want you to get in your crews and talk about where you saw God. And then your crew leader is going to give one of you a jewel from out of this little vial, okay? And each day, a different person from your crew, after your God sighting, will bring up one of these jewels and just set it on the stage. And by the end of the week, we're going to have a stage full of jewels that will be our reminder of all the ways we saw God at work. Okay? So get in your crews right now, and we're going to spend about 3 minutes talking about where we saw God. Okay? Get in your crews with your leaders. Take about 1 more minute to talk about places you saw God, your God sighting. Take about 1 more minute. All right. Crew leaders, give one of your kids a jewel. All right. And kids, if you are given a jewel, if you have a jewel, kids, come place it somewhere on the edge of the stage. Okay? We can use the whole stage. Come and put it anywhere on the stage. On the brown paper. Or as close to the brown paper as you can get it. On the stage is fine, actually. There you go. That's good. Set it on the set it on the stage. Look at all of these places where you all have seen God. This is amazing. Good job. All right, bring the jewels up, set them by the stage. All right. I'm going to walk around real quick. I want 2 or 3 different answers. Where is a place that you saw God? All right. I saw Sayla's hand right away. Where's a place you saw God?
Today at my sister's t-ball game, there was somebody on her team putting grass in her hair, and the girl that was sitting next to her wiped it off her head and said, "No, no, no."
All right. So someone treating her sister with kindness. All right. That's a place that you can see God. Josiah?
I saw God in the kindness of my family.
All right. The kindness of family. Wonderful. Adler?
I saw God today outside when I was looking at the flowers.
Wonderful. All right. Let's do oh boy, there's so many of you and not enough time. Carter, where'd you see God?
I forgot what
You've got, that's okay. All right. We'll do one more. Jared, where did you see God?
I saw God in our garden.
In your garden. That's awesome. All right. Virtual friends, we want to know where you saw God too. So hopefully you were talking as a family during that time. And type in a comment. Make a comment about where you saw God. Because our virtual friends, we want to know where you saw God too. All right? Okay, hands down. We're going to do a quick little experiment. Okay? I need you to be super quiet. Okay? Shh. Yesterday's Bible point was that God knows us. Okay? That God knows us. You had decoder disc yesterday that helped remind you that God doesn't need a code to know you, right? He knows everything about you. And all of yesterday's lesson was about that. Today's Bible point is that God hears us. God hears us. Now, there's a lot of you in this room. And when you all start talking, I can't hear you. Like there's so much noise and I can't hear you. But the amazing thing about God is God hears every one of you. But we're going to do a little experiment to test something out here. So I want you all to stand up. Everybody in the room, stand up. Need you to be really quiet. Okay? Mr. Tom in the back is going to play some sounds. All right? Back in the sound booth. And if you can hear the noise, stay standing. Once you stop hearing the noise, sit down. Okay? So I need you to be really quiet. Mr. Tom, go ahead and start playing the sound. Everybody can hear that. Go ahead, Mr. Tom. Oh, it's getting higher. Can everybody still hear it? As soon as you can't hear it, sit down. Shh. As soon as you can't hear it, sit down. Listen. Shh. You all can still hear that? You all have really good hearing. You keep going, Tom. Oh, Miss Danita's sitting in the back. Oh, Miss Denise is sitting. Oh, there goes Miss Joy. Miss Tammy is sitting down. Miss Chris is sitting down. Okay, Mr. Tom, stop. Yep, Allison sat down. Okay, wait. Don't sit down. Anyone else? Who were the people that sat down? Say it, Miss Nancy. Who, listen, old people. All the old people sat down. Okay? All right, now I want all of you to sit down real quick, okay? Now, listen. Listen. All the old people sat down, and now actually I want to go get my hearing tested because, I was the first one to sit down. All right? All the adults. It was all adults who sat down. People who were older than you. I'm not going to say old, okay? But people who were older than you. Now, is God old? Well, God has been around 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years. God, listen. God has been around forever. I'm only 44 years old, and I couldn't hear that sound. So do you think God has lost his ability to hear you when you talk to him? You don't think so? When all of you talk to me, I can't hear you, and I couldn't hear that sound because I'm old. Certainly God can't hear you, can he? Yes. The Bible teaches us over and over and over again that God hears you. Even if no one else in your life acknowledges when you raise your hand or when you're sitting around the table and you try to join the conversation and people ignore you and act like they don't hear you, God hears you. And that's our Bible point for today. We want you to leave tonight knowing that God hears you every time you talk to him. All right? Now it's time for us to meet our Bible buddy. Okay? So our Bible buddy yesterday was Pogo. All right? Today our Bible buddy, their name is Ruby. Let's take a look at Ruby.
Glad you flew back to see us at Treasured VBS. Wow, the first day was definitely something to squawk about. Meet Ruby, a flashy, splashy macaw. You can find her and her fine feathered flock from the southern part of North America all the way down into South America. In the rainforest, their bright, beautiful feathers blend right in with the flowers and fruit way up in the trees. At a glance, you might just see flashes of blue, red, or yellow. But God made each macaw a little different. If you look closely, you'll see that each macaw's facial feathers are unique, a little like your fingerprints. Of course, Ruby and her fine feathered friends don't need fingers. They have these talented toes. Their fabulous feet grab hold of fruit, nuts, and seeds they love to snack on. And of course, she's bananas about her beak. God made macaw beaks so strong that they can crack coconuts. Just try that with your hands. Plus, Ruby's beak can even act like another foot, helping her climb. Now, if you thought that was amazing, her squawk will really give you something to talk about. Ruby's buddies love to gab way up in the trees. In fact, if you walk through the rainforest in the morning, you'd hear some of her noisiest neighbors. Aren't they wonderful? Macaws can't actually speak words like you do, but they can imitate human speech. Maybe they just wonder why you're so quiet. Open up your beak and speak. Maybe you feel like you're talking, and no one's listening. Or you need a friend who will listen. Maybe you're not sure what to say sometimes when life seems hard. When you open up your beak and speak, God is always listening. God's ears are always open. He hears you if you're loud and excited, or if you feel like being quiet. The Bible is full of riches that tell us that God is listening. Check this out. I love the Lord because He hears my voice and my prayer for mercy. God hears you. You are treasured.
So there's our friend Ruby, who reminds us that God hears us. Now, I was going to have us do another song, but we're already running out of time. So we have to move to our Bible adventure time because you do not want to miss today's Bible story. All right? So we'll try to do a little extra singing during our closing session time to make up for it, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up real quick because you've been sitting for a few minutes. Shake it all out. Stretch. Okay, all right, and now sit. Sit again. Yeah, you guys can go down. Sorry, worship team. Ran out of time. All right, it is time for our Bible adventures with Miss Carrie Ann. I'm not sure where she is. I wonder where Miss Carrie Ann is.
I don't have any of this up there. Hello! Oh. That was it? Pastor Jamie got all that excitement and I got... Hi. That was so much better. Okay. Wait, do you know where we are? What did you walk through to get in here? A tunnel. It was a tunnel that led to where? A cave. Did you know that our story today comes again from this book? What book is this? Right, it comes from the Bible, and it is another adventure. We're going on an adventure today, and that's why our lights are like this, and why we walked through the cave. Oh, we didn't walk through a cave. We walked through a tunnel to get into the cave. Cave of Wonder, because it was leading you to the Cave of Wonders. This is the Cave of Wonders. All right, guys, I'm so excited, and I see all of these jewels up here. You guys must have had God sightings. How exciting! Okay, our story yesterday was about King David. Do you remember he was anointed? We have a new king in Israel? Yes, yes, and today I told you that he might reappear. We might see or hear from David again. So today, our story point is that God hears you. Okay, let's try that again. Are you ready? God hears you. Very good. Are you ready? So remember, we are going to jump ahead in the Bible a little bit. So King David is king, but he's not on the throne. King Saul is still in charge, but David is really popular. And that's making King Saul angry. He does not like David right now. Okay? Let's stay tuned for our adventure. Do you hear the cave sounds? Pastor Jamie? Oh, we got it. All right. Okay. So, yesterday, like we talked about, you discovered, or we picked on David. David was picked to be Israel's next king. So David has not done anything to make King Saul angry, but he's angry. So for the next minute, I want you to think about a time when you did something, when you did nothing, but somebody was angry with you. Our question is, share stories of a time you got into trouble, even though you didn't do anything. All right, guys. Did you each have some stories to tell? Has that sharing your stories with your crew leaders? I think I hear something. Guys, I think I hear something. Hard.
That feels like what it feels to be me right now.
Wow. Well, what's happened?
My men and I came across a village full of people, and we saw they were stealing from the people in the village. And we asked God what we should do about that, and God said, fight them.
Fight the Philistines? Okay, so you just met a king. How cool is that? That is super cool. And Tom, you could turn the lights up just a little bit in the cave. There we go, thank you. So those words that David just read, those come from the Bible. That's from Psalm 86 in the Bible, guys. Isn't that amazing? We can read those words for ourselves today. This is what I want you guys to do now. Was God listening to David? Yes. Yep, he was listening to David. And we are going to say a silent prayer today. We are going to pray, or we're going to have a silent psalm to God today. Are you ready? Okay. So David knew that whether you say a prayer or sing a prayer or think a prayer, or whether it's just in your heart, God hears you. Very good. You are treasures. God hears the prayers that we don't even speak out. Isn't that awesome? So we are going to offer God something he knows, or he's eager to receive, the gift of our friendship. Do you guys have that to give to God, your friendship? Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to close your eyes, not because it's a rule when we pray, just because it helps us to not pay attention to what's going on around us. And I want you to hold out your hands and just rest them on your legs. If you're sitting like crisscross applesauce, or if you're sitting straight, yep, just hold them out in front of you, and you can bow your head, close your eyes, and we're going to pray together. Okay? God, thanks for listening. Thanks for hearing our words and for hearing our hearts. In our hands, we're each holding something hurtful, a weight on our hearts. Maybe it's a word someone said or something a family member did. As we hold it out before you, hear our hurting hearts. God, thank you for the good things you give us. Friends, you can think silently in your mind about something good that God has given you. Tell God something you're thankful for. Nobody will hear except God. God, thank you for hearing our questions when we need your help. Friends, shrug your shoulders up like you're asking a question. Silently, you can ask God a question. He hears you. Thank you, God, for lifting our burdens. Thanks for hearing us and treasuring us. Amen. Kids, I want you to know that God hears you. When you have something to say out loud, or when you think it in your mind, or when you just feel it, God hears you. All right. Wait a minute. Oh no, that was really loud. I think you're going to have to be quiet on your way out. Make sure that you're looking for the army.
Don't turn it off. Okay, shh. We need to, nope, shh, sit down. Nobody dismissed you. We need to exit quietly to go to our classrooms for the next portion of the night. Now, before you go, our virtual friends are getting ready to watch the same things you all watch. So will you turn to the camera and wave goodbye? Quiet to them. Quiet. Shh. Shh. Quiet. We have to stay quiet. All right. Now we're going to quietly exit here when I dismiss. Nope. I didn't dismiss anyone. No one should be standing. When I dismiss your group, that's when you can stand. And you need to quietly walk back through the cave down to your space, okay? So we'll start back here with the third grade group. Third grade group, shh, quietly. You have to quietly go through the cave so that Saul's army doesn't find you. All right. Second grade group, second grade. Thank you, Allison. Shh. Gotta stay quiet. And walk through our cave. Don't be afraid. All right, fourth graders, stand up. How about kindergarten class? You guys you guys stand up, and you can go out those doors. Okay? Kindergarten, wait for your leaders. All right, first graders, stand up, and you get to follow that group out the cave, okay? But wait for your leader. Wait for your leader. Quiet out the cave. Sixth grade, you guys can go out that way. Fifth grade, go ahead and stand up, and you can follow them through the cave. Virtual friends, we'll see you at 8:10. Have fun.